All right, so that's a quick little review on what we did last day. All right, so let's take a look at a new type. Right, before we give it to you, to just do a quick review from us. Right, solve this one. Solve 3x squared minus 5x minus 2 is equal to 0. Solve that fast. The function model is 7. Right, a free version of model 7. You might get trouble to get it. Look for difficulties. Right, so think remember how to solve it. So with like calculator good. You use a calculator. I just want to make sure you all know what it is, right? If you have a calculator, yeah, wrong. If you don't have a calculator, wrong way, right? Come watching it online. Chloe online. Yes, I download it. And they have to tell those speed, you will fit in but most of it somebody who's up there. But if you only get like 7, maybe try out. Or it really get it with the driving. Right? What's your got? X is 2 1 minus a 2. Everybody got that? You didn't matter. Yeah, tell you did it the wrong way. Well, I want to do it the wrong way.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah? Okay, nice. Huh? Yeah, make a part. I know. Right, so we good. Anybody else online? You all got those two values? Amrit, until you'll solve that. Right. Send your answers to all this. I know you're working. Jason, Yonisha, send your answers. It's a fair. Vinay, you got those two values. Vinay. Okay, so what we're moving on to now, we're moving on to something called this guy's quadratic. So I'm going to give that in the C, but it's really a quadratic. Right? And then it's solving quadratic, and then you go back to the indices form. Alright? So of course you have to be able to solve quadratics properly, right? So your next subheading is this guy's quadratic. Right? So the next thing is this guy's quadratic. Vinay there? I'll put somewhere anyway in me. Right, but you didn't message your answer, it's just not Vinay. All right, so I will do the first example. Yeah, same principle right through. Right? Suppose I give you something like this: 3 to the 2x minus 12, 3 to the x plus 27 is equal to 0. Right? So that looks a little bit different. Right? We can't convert everything to the base 3, so we know this has to be in the form of a disguised contraction. So what we have to do is to figure out now what substitution to make it look like a normal contraction. And you see this here? That part in the bracket normally guides us into the substitution. Right? This gives us an idea. This gives us an idea of the substitution to me. So here we're going to do. We're going to let y equal to 3 to the power of x. Okay? So just if y is 3 to the x, what will y squared be? Emmett? What do you think y squared will be? 3x. So it will be 3 to the power of x squared, right? So what does that going to comprise of? What the rule is that you multiply it 2 on the x, right? So you multiply the 2 on the x and you will get 3 to the power of 2x. Okay? Yeah. Yeah, someone. I'll show you that. Right. So now we know that y is equal to 3 to the x. Everywhere you take 3 to the x, you can take it over and put y. Because we know y squared is 3 to the 2x now. Everywhere you see 3 to the 2x, you can take it over and put y squared. So what does it become? If we substitute, we're going to get y squared minus 12y plus 27 is equal to 0. Now we have a quadratic that we can solve. Jason, follow that. Superior. You're saying that? Right, now we will take the calculator and solve it. Solve it, please. We'll take the calculator and solve that on what you get all the long way. I'll remember this minus. We got a couple of videos on calculator, right? Right, so you can come down the equation function. You want to get a e, you press alpha. To get it. Right, then e and up it. And you want to get a polynomial. Right? Your polynomial is a quadratic. So it has to be to the power of then would be b. Right, so a is 1 equals 9, b is minus 12 equals 9, c is minus 7 equals 9, and then press back menu and set 1 and then go back to the original. Right, so what we got there? Right, good, and right, nice. Right, message answers, good. Manisha, what you got? What you got? 9 and 3, right? So you get y is 3 and y is 9. So you're not done, we have to go back to what y was, right? Y is 3 to the x. So 3 to the x is 3 to the 1, so x is 1. That's the first answer. Y is 9. So it means that 3 to the x is 9. Which is 3 squared. So it means x is 2. All right, Nathan? Let's start the next for you. Do one more with the class, right? But I want to do some topics for you division. You will be checking group them up. That was taking the test. Right? I did some quick videos, so you don't have to think about how much you long videos. Yeah, what the topic is. Nothing, so you have to. Copy it down. Come now. Come now. Morning. What's up? Oh, now he has it. Just get the message him on. He has it. But yeah, got it. Yeah, you can read those. Like, you could come this now. All right. Yeah, maybe the same thing, the same to the thing, right? So you do have the spiral upstairs. Upstairs and room 1, 2. Yeah. Yeah, up that. So you follow and museum service and right. They did not before that. They were the right? Any questions online? Right, so this is your first disguise quadratic, right? Any questions? Eden, right? We send the questions that look like this, right? Antonio, say we again.
Yes, sir.
All right. So I'm gonna give you one just like this. The help is what in the bracket is normally what you read substitution for. All right. So let's do a easy one here. Just like this, you can follow this step. Try this one. Oh, it's good. I don't want to be formed when you have supplement. Finish. But you will take it time for extra, right? It's two. No, check out that. That's it, you know. Is that make it and make sure the input to the small input set. What you have done. Yeah, make sure all the inputs will. You know, like I have a table. Yeah, we are getting shoot table pretty full out. Some of that. I don't know, send it into a board, during that one, right? Right, online study answers. Yeah, you can send it right here to Nicholas, to me or Nicholas, or anyone. We are waiting on the answer, hurry up. Bye. Bye. Put the logic in that, right? It might take long to come. Don't know why, right? All right, so let's start working it out. As you can see here, it gives me an idea of what let substitution equal to, right? So I'm going to let y equal to 2 to the power of x. So of course, y squared will be equal to 2 to the 2x. Okay, so we're going to get y squared minus 9y plus 8 is 0. When you work it out, you will get y is 1 and y is 8. Right? Remember, y is really what? Y is really 2 to the x, right? And if 2 to the x is 1, 2 to what power will give you 1? 2 to the power 0. I saw plenty of people put 1 as the answer. 1 is not the answer, right? The answer is x is 0. Okay, x equal to 0 is the answer. And then to the next one, 2 to the x is 8, 8 is 2 cubed, x is equal to 3. X is 3. Become all right, let's go again. Any questions? I'm trying to give it up. You sure? One mistake behind. boyfriend with trouble in here. All right, so here's what I'm change now. We're gonna change it a little bit, right? Any questions online? Are they okay? Right, Vinny, you're not finished there. You still have to solve for x, right? You still have to solve for x there. Annalie, you okay with this? Samir? So I am going to change a little part of it now, right? What I'm going to do is add on something. It will look just like this. That's okay, Annalie. It will look just like this, but you're going to have, you're going to have something like that. Right? So suppose I get a question and you see that plus one stuff there. What you'll do? Right. So addition means multiply, right? So instead of writing 2 to the 2x plus 1, you can write 2 to the 2x by 2 to the 1, which is the same as 2 by 2 to the 2x. And if you make a substitution, what you'll get? 2y squared. That's okay? So that's all I'm going to change now. I'm going to change the form that I'm going to see it in. Okay? So it will look just like this, except for the plus 1. And this is how you simplify it. Alright? No problem, yeah. Right, so let's go again. Try this next one here. 2 to the 2x plus 1 minus 129 by 2 to the x plus 64 is equal to 2. Try that, same step. Alright, sorry. Alright, let's see what we got. So the first thing is to remove the plus, you guys know? Kind of back there, right? So it will be 2 to the 1 by 2 to the 2x minus 129 to the x plus 64 is equal to 0. Let y equal to 2 to the power of x. So we will get 2y squared minus 129y plus 64 is 0. So y is equal to how much? 61 and a half. So y, which is 2 to the x, is 64. 64 is what? 2 to the 5 or 6? Right? So x is 6, and here a half is what? 2 to the power. Say -1, right? So it means that x is -1. Right, let's do one more like this and make it a little bit harder. Right, a little bit of science on the way up, you know. A little bit of science. You get right. Right, try next one here. Three to the 2x. This is number 3 or whatever, right? I'm not sure what number we on. 4. Three to the 2x plus 1 plus 26 to the 3x is equal to 9. You guys think that? That's the again true. You spell mistake there. Morning. Yeah, it's not right? It's not. Huh? We also get the money out. So you know with the money out, but for no way, right? And then just make people that maybe for that, but you have to do it should take it out. You don't understand how to put it, right? And yeah, that's what you should do, so write the inputs and write all the possible inputs and then do the output. That's because to the lab the control so you have to meet the first scenario and you got to make the first scenario where you unlock the gates to solve the problem. You will see it in it. You have to enter with a like video. When you're on, put it up. Page number. Guys, now the street is like this. That's it. Only see like where it's very relaxed and I really saw or you are in response to something like that. You can do the second article and you can read it for yourself. You got to come with that in our way, you can take care of your and apply to that. Lab 4, it's straight coming out with a right robot. We have it out of the figure with the answers. Well, lab 5 is the only. Sorry, lab 2 is the average check. So when you finish rebound, it should be the average check. Right? Alright, we done? We gotta stop. Just now, remember your first line, in order for you to solve a quadratic, it should always equal to what? It should always equal to 0, right? It should always equal to 0. And then you can see the line. And that's what we'll do. One negative 9 but we have something to compromise on to get together. We get negative 9. Alright. Online, I'll get you. Now, let me see if I see any answers. Right, Sophie said, right, good, Sophie, good, Sebastian, good. Let's wait on a few more. We need something looking wrong there, Vinay. Check it back. You're close there though. Jason, good. What we waiting on, ready, shot. What's it make it, but? Yeah, I know. Yeah, I don't like it. Samir, answer, Renisha, Chloe. Oh, Renisha, you should be messaging up there. All right, 9. Correct, Renisha. Where Chloe? Chloe, correct. So I just need to get answers Amrit and Samir. So not so bad on mine. Right? So we're going to let y equal to 3 to the x, right? And we know what y squared is. So we have, of course, this plus 1 means 3 to the power of 1, right? So we have 3y squared plus 26y minus 9 is 0. What does that mean again? That means that when we solve, we're going to get y is what? A half and minus 9? Oh, 1/3. 1/3 and y is minus 9. Right? Y is 3 to the power of x. 1/3 means 3 to the minus 1 pinning. Right? You made a mistake and put 3 to the 1. 3 to the x is equal to negative 9. Is that possible? Could you ever get an indice that gives you a negative value? No. No solution. Right? So the answer is x is minus 1. Huh? Yeah, I know from here all right, Kevin. All right. Next one. Let's try a slightly harder one before I introduce some laws, right? When we do this some laws. You're not going too hard on them. Nice. I get answers from everybody except for Samir. And wait, where you done going? You done this up here? And Antonius. Antonius, I forget you there, you know. Antonius. Why not getting answers? All right, but Samir, you have to message me as well, right? Number 5. I'm gonna change it, but I have nothing to say. I will see what they come up with. Right? I'm gonna change it slightly. Right? But you have to do your own thing. 5 to the power of 2x plus 1 is equal to 26 by 5x to the minus. Right? Of course, the right hand side must equal to 0, right? And let me see how you handle that minus sign there. That minus sign there is a problem. What you're going to do with that minus sign? Right? Electronics, so things like electronics, big sign of the if you want to see it, two is reacting to outside. You can time deal with the minus sign. First thing I do is make the right hand side equal to 0, right? Yeah, for sure. Or you can't do without minus sign. Because what does minus mean? Add means multiply, minus means what? Divide. Right? Divide. Outside and the support of the anything about today? All right, so I just want to see what you did after this. So you have 5 to the 2x minus 26, 5 to the x minus 1, plus 1 is 0. All right, so you should have that. But the problem is that minus 1. Right? So what do we do with that minus 1? Any ideas? Yeah. What do you do with the minus 1? 5 to the x minus 1. Right. So your minus means divide, right? That's okay? Minus means divide. Right. What do we do with fraction? Do we want to keep that fraction there? You don't want to keep that fraction there, right? So how do you get rid of the fraction either? Multiply everything by 5. So if I multiply everything by 5, I'll get rid of the fraction, right? Huh? What?
It will be minus one.
Where?
The denominator.
No, divide means minus,
Also,
right? So it will be 5 by 5 to the 2x minus 26 by 5 to the x. 5 by 1 is 5 equal to 0. Now it's a little familiar. Yeah, everyone? Oh, look at that. Like normal. Alright, copy it up. Alright, so let's finish it up. Let y equal to 5 to the x. So you'll get 5y squared minus 26y plus 5 is 0. When you go to calculator, you get in y as what?
5,
Y as
5 and 1.
and
1.
y is 1. So 5 to the x is 5 to the 1, so x is 1. 5 to the x is 5 to the minus 1, x is minus 1. Alright, so the answer is 1 and minus 1. 2 people got that. Good job, Amrit. Chloe. Wait, Amrit and you missing one solution, right? Red Venetia. Oh, wait. That was the last one. Samir good. Sebastian good. Eden. Alright. Last one. And then let's just change the type. Last question, I didn't, huh? Alright. Last one. Right? Last one like this, right? Ready? Anybody writing online? Antonio, the weekend?
Yes, sir.
Alright, last one. 2 to the power of x plus 2 to the 2 minus x is equal to 5. Take your time and build up on it.
I'm sorry, yeah, I'm very that person.
Like general, like fractions, what we did here. By five, I would figure the fractions, right? Right to the x. Think about it, you know, like the fraction, right? So now I'll find a way to get the right fraction.
Um.
Yeah. Right, very much to do so, if you do like this fraction, so very given a fraction. Okay, yeah, do it. I'll do it. One, two, one. Yeah. I got last minute, you're in fraction. Alright, so let's see how we handle this one, right? And I want you to remember, as you're doing these things, it's important that you remember the principles, right? right? So I want you to remember the principles, right? 2 to the x plus 2 squared over 2 to the x minus 5 is 0. All right? The minus means division. The problem is we don't want to work with that fraction, right? We don't want to work with that fraction. So we want to get rid of this here. So in order to get rid of it, we can multiply everything. We can multiply everything by 2 to the x. So we don't have to work with that fraction. So we will get 2 to the x multiplied by 2 to the x plus 2 squared on 2 to the x will give it 2 squared, which is 4, minus 5 by 2 to the x equal to 0. If you want and you find anything confusing, you can let y equal to 2 to the x. So it will look nice, right? And you will end up with y squared, sorry. You will end up with y by y, 2 squared is 4, minus 5 by y is equal to 0. Okay? Y by y plus 4 minus 5y is 0. Okay? So now it will look like this. Y squared plus 4 minus 5y is 0, or y squared minus 5y plus 4 is 0. Right? When you solve, you get y is what?
0 and 2.
0 and 2, 1 and 4.
Yeah.
1 and 4, right? You'll get y is 1 and y is 4. Quickly calculate now.
Alright.
So you will get 2 to the x is 1, which is 2 to the 0, x is 0. 2 to the x is 4, which is 2 squared, x is. So I've got x is 0 and x is 2.
What was 1 and 4?
All right. So we're going to have some problems, right? We're going to have some problems later on where you have to solve questions that look like this, right? Where you have to solve problems that you have. Let's say we have this, right? If we have 5 to the x is equal to 9, right? We're going to have to solve problems that look like that. How will you solve something like this? We can't put 9 into the base 5, right? So we're gonna have to try something new, right? And here's where we can introduce something called logs. Okay, so here's where we're going to have to use right? We'll have to use something called logs, right? And I'm not sure if I showed you the graph, right? But the graph y is equal to e to the x, that's the indice graph. It's shaped something like this. Right? So if ever they ask you to sketch y is equal to e to the x, it will follow that shape. Okay? Y to the 5 to the power of x looks just like that, 3x looks just like that, right? That's the shape of y is equal to e to the power of x. Now, if I were to reflect that curve in the broken line, which is y is equal to x, you will see a function looking like this. That function is your log. Right? That function is your logs. So we're going to learn about logs today, or at least introduce logs today, so that we can solve problems like this. All right, so make a note, and let's just jump quickly into logs, and then that's anybody any logs find it? Oh yeah, right. All the way to log the whole thing. All right. Copy that up, and then let's quickly take a look at a couple of things in logs and everything. All right, so y equal to a to the x and y equal to log a to the x. They are the inverse of each other. So they have a relationship, kind of the opposite of each other. All right, so they have a relationship. Wait, which would be a- Let's go give them a few minutes, right? We will start this now, 10 minutes. All right, so let's take a look at the quick thing and we finish, right? Right, sir? Benjamin? And what's the thing? All right, next one. So let's learn a little bit about logs, right? Just a little bit about logs. You're going to see something like this. So you're going to see log of a number. Let's call it number B. This is the base, and this is the answer. So you see this here, this is your base. This is the number you're finding the log of, and this is the answer. All right, so those are the three main components of logs, right? The base, the number, and the answer. All right. So for example, you might see something like this: log to the base 10 of 100. Put that in the calculator, and let's see how much you get. Right? Put log of 100 in the calculator. Log to the base 10 of 100. If you have a shaft, it might just be log, right? So put log 100. Log automatically means to the base 10. And you get it? 2. Right? I'll show you how to work it out later on, but for now, we just need to know how to do that. Okay? Now, suppose we wanted to convert exponent form. You want to convert something in exponent form to the log form. How do we do something like that? Right? So suppose I give you something like this. A to the power of C is equal to B. How do we write that as a log? How do we write A to the power of C equal to B as a log? Right? Well, simple. You're taking the A and the A becomes the new base. Right? You're taking the B and the B becomes the number you find the log of. And then you're taking the C and the C will be an answer. Alright? And the C will be an answer. What is the example here? Suppose I gave you 10 squared is equal to 100. How do you write that in the log form? Right? In the log form, it becomes log. Right? In the log form, it becomes log. Right? 10 becomes the base. The 100 becomes what you find in the log of, and the 2 becomes the answer. That's it. That's the way it comes from exponent to log. And of course, vice versa. To go from logs to indices or exponent form, we do the same thing. All right. Okay with that? All right. Let's just try 1 and 2 and we're done, right? Right, try this here now. Convert it to logs. 4 squared is equal to 60. Convert that to logs. Four squared is equal to 60. Right? Like this. All right, so you got what? Log to the base 4 of 16 is equal to 2. Come now, we start this now. We start with it. Right, so the way you think X is here, use a little log knowledge. Use a little knowledge of logs here. See if we can find what X is, doing what we just did. 10 to the X is equal to 5. We can't solve it using indices. Let's see if we can put it on the next one. Or you do some after, right? You're going to get one. I'll leave it there when I finish. Or you come late for this one, I'll figure out. Right, last one, any ideas? What you all got? You need to take the calculator. 0.69. Okay. Three decimal, okay, that's all right. So it will become what? Log to the base 10 of 5 is equal to that. Yeah. Who's that? Right. Log to the base 10 of 5 is that. So how much you all got? 0.69? Alright, I forget it. 0.69. You know? Right? Yeah. Just press log. Just press log and 5. You do have these, right? You also have these. You want 43 base 10. There's can do other right? Alright, so that's so